blooded, but my friends call me Kill Your Mama. Welcome to the October Panic Attack.
Hello, October Panic Attack YouTube community. It is 2013, and I'm here to tell you about Eastern State Penitentiary, Terror Behind the Walls. We just went tonight, and they've been saying like it's darker and it's bloodier this year. This is like the tagline that they've been saying. And if you see this, where is it? This right here, this red X right there. Oh, this came off. I got that at Eastern State Penitentiary. I've been going to Eastern State Penitentiary, Terror Behind the Walls, for the past, I'm still laughing, by the way, over this whole situation. Anyway, whatever. I'm not taking it out. Anyway, I've been going for probably 7 or 8 years, and I went with my mom tonight, which was a lot of fun because my mom was the one who got me into attractions to begin with when I was a little kid. And anyway, I've been going for many, many years to Eastern State, and last year they added a new attraction. So they have a larger group of attractions this year. You know, Eastern State Penitentiary is all over the place. I mean, you know, they're one of the few attractions that has ads on television. I mean, you can see their coupons and their advertisements everywhere. Gas stations, shopping malls, anywhere. I mean, they're like the Great Adventure of haunted attractions if you live in the Pennsylvania area, especially Philadelphia. So, you know, Eastern State obviously gets a ton of press. They have a huge marketing team and everything, so they're everywhere. I mean, everybody knows about them. They get lines every weekend. We came out tonight because the first weekend that they open up every year is their cheapest weekend. So the first weekend, you know, fewer lines, but there was even a line tonight, even for the opening weekend. It lets you know what's about to erupt in the coming weeks. Obviously, folks, this is a place that if you go, you want to make sure you go extremely early in the night. Like if it opens up at 6:30, make sure you're there in line, or starting the line at 6:30. Or, you know, they have a lot of flexibility in their hours. So go on a Sunday night. Don't go on a Friday or Saturday because you'll be waiting in line for like 4 hours. And don't go like, you know, go on weeknights. They have tons of stuff. Eastern State Penitentiary, Terror Behind the Walls has a ton of different opportunities here. A lot of VIP type things where you can go after dark, like private tours. You can do a lot of different things. So if you go on their website, you'll find out a lot of different opportunities. This is a haunted attraction that does give you a lot of variety, and if you're willing to pay extra prices, they'll really pretty much do about anything with you or your group. So there's a lot of cool opportunities here, and as the season goes on, they'll tend to do a lot of other things. So I want to talk to you about 2013. It's darker, it's bloodier. That really piqued my interest, to be honest with you. They had the same attractions this year. They added a new one last year. So they had the same attractions this year, but they really did an unbelievable job this year for 2013. I got to say, my friend who has been going to it for the past 7 years said this was his favorite year by far, and I got to tell you, this was definitely one of our favorites. I mean, if not our favorite, it was awesome. You know, it seemed like a lot of times, you know, you'll be going through Eastern State and stuff like that, and there's a full line of people going through. We didn't have anybody in front of us. We had some people behind us kind of catch up to us a little bit, but you know, they kind of were doing like really much better with line control this time around. Maybe because it was the opening weekend, I don't know. But this X, there we go, I got it right. This X on my face, I want to tell you the meaning of this X. 2013 for Terror Behind the Walls. This is the first year that you have the opportunity, folks. Like, I've never seen this before. They're giving you the opportunity to be touched if you want to. So if you want to, you can get touched. Now, and then they'll put this red X in your face, and they'll give you this glow-in-the-dark band around your neck. You know those bands that you'll get on like July 4th and stuff like that, so you really stick out. Now, they'll give you that opportunity as soon as you get in line at the beginning. And what that shows the actors is that if you want to be touched, they'll know because they'll see the X on your face, and they'll have the band around you. So of course we wanted to be touched. We wanted to go hardcore. We wanted to do the whole thing, and it's no extra price to be grabbed or touched. And I really want to emphasize that you're not really being touched. You are being manhandled, grabbed, pushed around, pulled around, hair, arms. My friend got pinned up against a wall with a real metal baseball bat. The actors are very imposing figures, meaning like some of them I would not want to meet outside of this place, let alone in the place. They were really, really intense, and it was. I got to tell you, we were being grabbed and touched maybe more than any attraction. And there's a couple attractions out there, like Bates Motel and Penhurst. They've always kind of touched you. This place, I think, I got to be honest with you, I think this is the most touching I've ever experienced at a haunted attraction for the, at least in the States, in America. So I got to tell you, this was pretty out of control. At one point, somebody in our group, 2 times they separated us from the group, and at one point somebody was like pulled out of the front, and they looked like a rag doll in front of us. It was actually my friend's mom, and she, it looked like her head was like. But we were like, oh my gosh, is she okay? What are they doing to her? Like they were pulling her back and forth. Her neck was like moving back and forth, and she disappeared from the rest of the group. At another time, they separated another one of us from the group and made them like crawl through some crevice somewhere. I don't want to give away too much about that. And then they meet up with you later on. But it was like really, really imposing, really crazy. I know I mentioned this last year, but they had a really cool hallway this year that, I definitely want to say this. If you're sensitive to strobe lights, haunted attractions in general probably are not your bag. But, Eastern State Penitentiary this year, they had an amazing, they had it last year too, they had an amazing hallway of strobe lights. It was very, very cool, very atmospheric. And the actors this year were wearing costumes unlike any of the costumes I've seen before. Of course, you get the prison garb type stuff. There's a heavy prison theme here. You do get the mental themes, but it's much more heavy on the prison theme, and there's like a prison psychosis at this place or something. And but they had some really deranged masks this year and costumes at certain points. Really, really cool stuff. There's an attraction that was new last year that it includes like a lot of camouflage behavior, like some camouflage stuff you haven't seen before, and to mix in the grabbing and the touching, it gets really out of control. My favorite attraction last year, and it's just one of my favorite attractions at this place, is the infirmary. The infirmary just kicks my butt all over the place. It's just awesome. The music is it's so terrifying, and the atmosphere is terrifying, and it's dark, and it's weird, and the actors are crazy. You don't know where they're jumping out from. And I do want to say that too. When you go to Terror Behind the Walls, you're not going to hear Midnight Syndicate. You're not going to hear Nox Arcana. You're not going to hear any of the typical kind of haunted attraction music. They have like people who make music just for them. So I will tell you that when I go to Terror Behind the Walls, I never hear music that is played at any other haunted attraction, and that always piques my interest. One year I actually went up to the front people and I said, "Hey, you guys, can you tell me what the music is playing outside of the penitentiary? Because when you wait in line, you hear that song. It's like, something like that. I don't know. I'm not cursing there. That's what it sounds like. I don't know. But anyway, they wouldn't tell me who it was, but it was an artist who kind of makes the music specifically for them. I'm a big music fan, and I think it leads a lot to atmosphere for haunted attractions. And Eastern State Penitentiary has amazing music, really, really good music. One of the best tunnels I've seen in a long time. Really, really great tunnel in there. Really, it keeps you off balance. And I love the infirmary. I love Night Watch. They were all great this year. The gauntlet kind of kicks you in there, and you're about to enter the prison. And they switched up a lot of things this year with the lines and stuff, and I really liked it. It was like very intimidating when you walked in and got in line, and you kind of felt like you were entering, this world of darkness, this prison, type thing. So that was really, really cool. Just really, really loved. I love the atmosphere in this place. I really, really love the atmosphere. The music was great. In previous years, Night Watch, they had like little tiny flashlights and stuff, but last year and this year, no flashlights, just periods of like darkness, and then the lights come back on again, and darkness, and the lights come back on again. They have a lot of actors here. A lot of great actors. When you first meet the actors, this is one place where the actors kind of have some fun with you initially and talk to you and lead you where you are. But once you get into the attraction, they're not really fun. They're in your face. They're crazy, and some of them are darn right imposing looking people, and you're wondering, is that a real tattoo around his eyeball? Pretty crazy. You know who I'm talking about, Steelback guy. You were crazy. You pinned my friend up against a fence. You're out of your mind. We loved it. So anyway. It's definitely one of the most expensive attractions. No joke. Like once the season kickstarts after the first weekend, it's going to be very expensive. But they do offer price flexibility when you go on off nights, like Thursday or whatever. So go on their website if you're interested in going, and you'll find price flexibility. You'll find opportunities to be able to get a cheaper price and things like that. And of course, there's many coupons out there for this place, but it is much higher in the price scale, and the lines are out of control. So make sure you go on off nights. Overall, I'm going to definitely say that just had an amazing time at this place tonight. One of the best years, definitely. I know a lot of people. I'm a humongous supporter of mom and pop places and a humongous supporter of the haunted attractions that nobody knows about. I've introduced you to the Allentown ones and everything. But here's a place that gets a lot of commercial, marketing and things like that. And I got to tell you, fantastic job tonight. Really enjoyed it. This is a place that you can bring. It's not offensive. Okay, you're not gonna. There aren't really politically incorrect things happening here. Okay, so. Do with that what you will. You're not going to have politically incorrect stuff like sexual type stuff or just there's a mental vibe slightly, but they don't take it too far. You know what I mean? So you could bring your family per se. I mean, it's intense. It's definitely intense. Okay, but it's not like going to be so hardcore that it's going to offend members of your group like other attractions. Okay, so anyway, my friend's mom has never been in a haunted house, and she went tonight. She was terrified, but she had a great time. Okay, so do with that what you will. All right. Anyway, so it was just really, really awesome, and we were in there for about an hour. So we paid the money, and we got an hour with really no lines per se. So that was about an hour to go through all the attractions. So you get a good hour right there. I mean, you can't beat that. It was awesome. And as I told one of the people that was running the T-shirts or whatever at the end, I said, I just felt like I went into this nightmare world for like an hour. You go from one attraction to the next attraction to the next attraction to the next attraction, and it's pretty brutal. And one of my favorite places is this one hallway that has all these prison cells. And remember, this is a real prison. Do the daytime tour if you want to get the historical daytime creepiness. There's a whole nother aspect to that. But, Terror Behind the Walls has the actors and the Halloween type vibe. But they use the real prison cells. I know Penhurst gets a lot of flack for, using those buildings and stuff. But, these guys are using the cells too. And they're working off that whole prison vibe. Not as much mental, but the prison vibe. So anyway, there's a hallway that has like, they're just really insane with like electrical sounds and strobe lights and screaming, and it gets very loud in this place, and they do a great job. Everything is put together extremely well, and the actors are very professional and everything else like that. So anyway, Eastern State Penitentiary, Terror Behind the Walls. Loved it, and I just had a great time, and this was definitely one of my favorite years for you guys. So they say it's darker, they say it's bloodier. I agree. I think it is, and they give you the opportunity. They give you the opportunity to be grabbed. So when you first get in there, you're gonna hear a guy on a microphone, and you go up to him, and if you want to be touched and grabbed, I recommend it because it's going to enhance your experience tenfold. I think that was one of the reasons why this was our favorite time at Eastern State Penitentiary. They never grabbed us before. They tested it out for one night last year. I think it was called the Remix Night, and it went so well that they're now offering it every night this year if you want it. But let me warn you, folks. I will say that Eastern State Penitentiary has touched me, grabbed me, mauled me, manhandled me more than any attraction I've been to in America. So do with that what you will. Eastern State Penitentiary, Terror Behind the Walls. Yeah, there you go. All right, folks. Have a great time, and the Halloween magic is here, so have an amazing time, okay? Have an amazing time. Go to attractions and have an amazing time. And if you like what you heard here, go to ESP, have a good time. If you have any questions, ask me questions below. Check out the commercials I've been doing for local haunted attractions with my movie company, Apartment 1014 Films. All the commercials are all over this YouTube page, so watch them. They're like a minute long each. Get into the vibe of Halloween. Have a great time. Here we go, folks. The time is now, 2013, October Panic Attack. Halloween magic, folks. Come on. Love is in the air. Magic. Woo!